My friends Ellie and Liz are a lesbian couple, retired teachers in their 80s who've been together for 40 years. They live in a small house that Liz rents. They're not in a civil partnership or married, and they're very private about their relationship and refer to each other as friends or sisters-in-law to stop people prying. Liz is struggling with her mobility, and it's clear that where they live is no longer suitable. The support that Liz now needs is also beyond what Ellie can manage. What help might there be for them as they start to think about moving house and getting some assistance for Liz? Also, what support is there for Ellie, who is becoming Liz's carer?
The first question really, from our point of view as SAD, is how might your staff help people feel comfortable and safe enough to come and actually talk about their relationships?
It can be something very little, like our staff have lanyards with pins in them, so just seeing the LGBT plus flag as a pin can be like a little indicator that we are LGBT plus friendly place. We also have posters in our offices that specifically talk about how we don't tolerate discrimination. I know one of my colleagues, Sue, I overheard her recently on the phone, which she was talking to a client, and first she said, "I'm Sue, my pronouns are she, her," and that encouraged the client to then kind of disclose a little bit more. So just those little things, I think, that can have a huge impact on the trust that people have in us.
I think kind of following up a bit what Alex says, it's that difficult balancing that, or sometimes what can be a difficult balancing act about how you ask the question. Do you ask a question? Because also sometimes asking direct questions can then have the opposite effect of what we want it to have and actually close people down.
We certainly encourage Ellie and Liz to apply for us. They clearly have a housing need. And at the point where people do apply for accommodation, then what we very much encourage them to do is go and have a look at some of our retirement housing schemes. They'll also get an opportunity to meet the on-site member of staff so that they can have kind of some private discussions, so they take them into, a private space so that you could kind of get to know them. They'd have an opportunity to walk around, and there'd be other residents in the communal spaces of those places. So you kind of build up a feel whether you think it's a place, that they feel like they would be safe or not.
Obviously, as an agency, we have to build a client's trust. But going out to see Ellie, even during a consultation, don't think that because they've been together over 40 years, they're very private, they're not going to open up straight away. It is going to be a case of building trust. And, we are looking down the line of getting somebody as an LGBT champion as well, that we would be able to open, get them to feel confident with us, to trust us, because the one thing we want them to do is to live their life as they always have.
Are there any sort of pros and cons financially of the fact that they're not civil partnered?
Looking into the future, there might be some things that they might want to get some legal counsel on, or maybe get their will put together, because when it comes to inheritance, that's when the fact that they are not married or not in civil partnership will make a huge difference.
We would advise Liz, if you're happy for Ellie to have lasting power of attorney, please get that in place before, just in case you were ever to lose capacity, because then we would go to Ellie. And being together for 40 years, Ellie would know exactly what Liz would want.
Actually, sadly, recently there was a case that we heard in the hospital in Princess Royal, where a nurse was nursing a gay man, and she knew he was a gay man, and she knew he had a partner, but his family basically turned up and didn't sort of want to have didn't know about his partner, and therefore that partner would have been excluded unless that nurse had actually taken it upon herself to make sure that they said their goodbyes. And that's happening now, and so it's really important that we make it really clear who we're close to and who we want to be around us.